Hey, what's up, dude? Here. So I've been doing some thinking. Why have I not been able to stay consistent? Oh my gosh. Seriously. Like, as in my adult life, it's been up and down and up and down. We've talked about some of the various things on the channel. But today I want to kind of dive into my mindset a little bit about, consistency and maybe why I haven't. And I think I've realized, you would not guess this, but I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, which is kind of funny because, I guess I would consider someone who's a perfectionist. Maybe they dress a certain way, maybe they take care of themselves a certain way. But I guess you can kind of be OCD or you can have perfectionism in different areas. I don't think it's like everywhere. And I find that I kind of have this all or nothing mentality. So what happens is I get going on something, I get motivated, for example, on something. It could be anything, dude, literally. But I find myself motivated, and then I dive head first. A couple of good examples. Some of these are dumb. They're coming to my head right now, but I remember I got, like I've told this story before. When we first got married, I got a barbecue. I got a Weber kettle barbecue. And man, I just started grilling. And I just got like obsessive about it, man. And then I was eating like so much more food than I was, as a single guy. And so I'd come home and I'd go, smoke some ribs or make some pork chops or steaks, whatever. And I was just eating. But the problem was I wasn't just eating the meat, or else I probably would have been fine. But I was eating baked potatoes, and I was eating, chips and dip and all sorts of other things along with the barbecue, and it got me fat. It's kind of been that way with hobbies, with interests, anything that I kind of come across. I kind of can, if I get excited about it, I get kind of obsessed with it. Like Disneyland, for example. I remember we went to Disneyland on our honeymoon. It was great, good trip. Went to Disneyland when my daughter was 1 year old. It was great, got a good trip. Wasn't until later on, about 2008, we got an annual pass. And then, man, I had to know every living thing about Disneyland, man. It was the man versus the mouse. How can I maximize my money? How can I not let Disney win? And, because everything's so expensive. And man, I learned everything there is to know about Disneyland. I watched videos and I studied, back then it was probably blogs. What's a blog, right? Who has that anymore? But I read blogs and I read articles and I watched YouTube videos, and I figured out all the little ins and outs of, taking my family to Disneyland and how I could do it and do it somewhat affordably. That's just the one thing. Working out has been the same way. But the problem is if I lose interest, or I think if I flub it up, then that's probably more the truth. If I flub it up, then the interest wanes quickly. And once that happens, I'm all the way out, and so it's not like I chose to have this all or nothing mentality, but it's just kind of the cycle that I've been in. I get really, really good. I do keto or carnivore or some balanced nutrition with macros, and I get totally in, man. I'm food prepping, I'm meal prepping, whatever plan I was doing, I would be all the way in. And it didn't matter if it lasted a month, if I lasted a week, if I lasted a few months. Man, I would just get so dialed in, and I would not cheat. When I did the Body for Life days, that actually they planned you in a free day once a week. I enjoyed the free day, but man, 6 other days, I was dialed in. Did keto for 8 months solid. I didn't even eat so much as a snack. You see people doing dirty keto out there who are like, making all sorts of like biscuits, cakes, and flours, and all sorts of things with just supplemental ingredients and artificial sweeteners and things. I didn't do that. I was basically eating like whole foods, but just making it, more fit, ketogenic macros. But man, when I got off, oh, here comes a box of Captain Crunch demolished in an evening. You know what I mean? Like when I get off, I was like off. It was like a hardcore addict or something. But what I'm realizing, and I'm trying to mature in my mentality and in my behavior, is I don't have to have an all or nothing mentality. It's not like, oh, I'm doing good. I'm practically perfect, and then one little flub up, and it's like, forget it. It's like a 5-year-old learning to play piano. I want to play piano. Something happens. I hate piano. I want to play trumpet. Right. Oh, we've all probably experienced that on some level, right? And it's windy. I apologize if you're catching some wind. I tried to walk on this other side of the trail so I'd be a little bit more calm. But so that's where I've been, And this time around, what's different? I'm trying to have a different mindset. And the mindset is actually quite easy. I'm turning around. I gotta walk back to my car. Trying to have a different mindset. The mindset is, I don't have to be perfect. It's progress, not perfection. Blah blah blah. All the slogans, right? But that's why, speaking of slogan, the slogan for my channel, talked a little bit about this last night on the live. You'll notice that the headline of the channel is now showing up daily. Yes, it's still Dude's World. It's still about me and my journey and everything, but it's showing up daily. And I think that consistency of daily action and daily accountability and showing up for myself, showing up for my wife, showing up for my family, showing up for my community on YouTube. Reporting in and having that daily accountability is the key. So I'm trying to change the mindset to more of I've talked about this before, but more of that 90-10 rule. What I do 90% of the time is what matters the most. And again, when I'm not traveling, I'm trying to be a little bit stricter. I'm trying to be more like, 98, 99% of the time. And if things happen, if life happens, like last Saturday, I'm at a wedding or something happens and you eat the whatever is there, you just get right back on it. And that kind of consistency is what's going to hopefully make the difference for me long term. Because it's not about being perfect. It just isn't. You can't be. None of us are. I'm going to switch hands. None of us are. And that's just the way it is. So rather than having this all or nothing where it's like, oh man, I've been perfect for 7 weeks, and then all of a sudden you blow it, and then you blow it, and then all of a sudden you're just way off track. It's like, okay, it's okay. It's okay if you give yourself a little bit of grace, give yourself a little bit of leeway, and you go, sometimes I can plan an off meal, sometimes I can plan an off day, or if ahead of time, and if all heck just breaks loose, you just go, you know what, I'm getting right back on tomorrow, not waiting, or I'm getting right back on at dinner time, or what have you. And then you don't beat yourself up. I think that's the biggest thing. You don't beat yourself up. You just move forward. You pick up the pieces, you dust yourself off, you move forward, and you're right back on track. And I've already proven, like I said, 4 or 5 times already, if you have some of those planned moments, the water weight may kick in. Maybe you gain a couple pounds, but then as long as you get right back on, your body goes, oh yeah, that's what we're doing. And it just lets it go. And it's fine. And sometimes you hit a plateau and your body just goes, I'm holding on to something, and if you find yourself in that position, you got to change things up. If you've been going on a walk maybe you try and go on a little sprint, or you do a bike ride. Or if you're counting calories, you're eating 1,800 calories a day, maybe you go to 1,500 calories for a few days. Do something different that kind of breaks the cycle, confuses your body, and your body goes, oh yeah, that's right, we're doing this thing, and let's go. So, yeah, that's about what I wanted to say today. So, trying to adapt a little bit more of a lenient mentality, but I'm still being good, still being strict. And I think the number one rule, though, is show up daily. And again, showing up for me, showing up for my family, showing up for you. And I'm asking you a favor, show up for me. Those of you who are regular here, those of you who come daily, who are trying to lose weight, who are trying to better yourselves, come every day. Leave a comment every day down below. You know what I mean? The old like, subscribe, comment down below. But tell me what you're doing. Tell me what you're eating. Give your little accountability report, because I promise the difference between the people who quit and the people who make it are the ones who have a little bit of a support group and somewhere they can hold themselves accountable. I think that's very important. So, don't waste the free resource. Subscribing is free, So, yeah, we're here. We're doing it daily. I appreciate you guys. I'm on a little walk. It is a little bit windy today. Kind of died down for a second while I filmed. That was very nice of it. And other than that, traveling tomorrow up north. But I will still be making a video and still doing something. And Saturday, going to try and hit a workout, lower body workout with my son, Dallin. So hopefully we'll get back into that gym with him. And then, yeah, it's going to be good. So I'm rambling. I'll shut up now. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you guys. We're doing it every day. We'll see you tomorrow. Dude out.